Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
Hears the devotee's feeling of I-ness, self-identification, enters into the spiritual body, which is then fit for the execution of devotional service.
I means my body, I, or my sarup, I. When I talk with I, with my body, I identify my body. I forget my sarup. And when I say I, means my sarup, this is the real I-ness. It all depends upon the consciousness, how much I grow and where I am living. This I-ness is the intense lust can move from the body I to my sarup I. Body I-ness is from so many life I practice, and from now also, from childhood, everybody fixed me in my body I. It's not easy to leave this, because this I can check, I can relate with my senses, I can relate with my mind, I can relate with my ego, and I am living with these things. Sometimes something I enjoy, and then I fix my I-ness in my body. Not only that, with this what I created, with my I, material I, that also makes me to attach with that. How to leave this? It's not possible without increasing other greed, other lust. Mahajans realize so, find the way. If you develop rati, means lusty desire for spiritual consciousness, with Ramani, Radhika, special their love exchange, and they talk the pastime, confidential pastime, till my body identification, I think that is materially to enjoy. The moment by grace of them we realize it, and then increase that taste of divine connection, that lusty desire comes inside me. That lust is more higher, more tasteful. When this lust will come, then temporary material lust is not then meaningful. And then slowly we serve material thing also, but without no attachment. But inner attachment is growing in divine rhythm of divine Jiva consciousness, Sarup consciousness, and higher condition. That person becomes perfection Siddha, and they are doing everything but very detached way. That is the real goal of this body and all activities. We want to develop this consciousness. Other thing is no meaning. There is no important. All the importance become very secondary. No meaningful. So highly realized soul say, how you will cut iron? I give you more strong iron, more higher sense enjoyment. What make you mad in your life? You never do that way. And they go in that divine realization. Then you will understand what is the difference between spiritual and material. Right? That's the beauty of self-realization. That is the beauty of taking birth in human life. And to develop all your children, every with this divine gift. They will never understand. When you will understand, you can give this gift. Bhagavad Gita starts, Tameva Macha, Tumeva Mata Shapita Tameva. You are mother, you are father, Tameva Mata Shapita Tameva, Tameva Bandhu Shasakha Tameva. You are my relatives and you are my friend also. And you are the giver, you are the guru. Tameva Vidya Damrang Tameva, Tameva Sarvang Mama Deva Deva. You are the everything. You come in different body, different relation, only to realize myself, who I am. Maybe it takes time to understand, but the day I will understand and I will practice, all will be changed in my life, and this change other can feel, other will get the benefit, and I will get benefit. Because I know my I. This is the meaning of life.
Ese es el significado de entender quién soy yo. Simple.
And this is the really
Esto es realmente
A
la letra A, el comienzo del alfabeto.
for Krishna consciousness. But without this understanding, we escape the Prabhupada introduction and we want to understand Bhagavad Gita. 99% they escape introduction. And again today you read this introduction, this is only he is writing. There are 5 elements. 5 elements. First you know where you are.
5 kind of relationships.
No, relation is one thing. But introduction, second thing he say, if you are not in relation, you are in the 5 elements. Very good.
Yes.
If you are not in 5 relation, you are in 5 elements.
Beautiful.
Si no estás en las 5 relaciones, estás en los 5 elementos. ¿Qué prefieres?
Mm.
You see?
If you're not spiritual, you're material.
Huh? Elements, 5 elements.
Yeah.
You know the God. You know the soul. You know the time.
Mm.
Watching everyone has time. But you know, time is a kala. And what?
Karma.
Karma. You don't know the karma. But what is getting is your karma. And what you will do, again you will get it. One time I was in South America. One sannyasi, his name was Rishikesh Maharaj. He's come to me. He said, I'm surprised. I am from 10 years. I am a GBC in this place. And still I have to earn money to travel by bus. And I see you travel by flight, and you not travel alone. And one translator also travel with you.
Mm.
And they all sponsored by the society. I say, this is all here. In my fortune, your fortune, karma. This is karma. What is karma? This is karma.
Mm.
So karma, time, God, Shiva,
Prakriti.
Prakriti. Where we are in 5, we know Jiva, but I touch only. I know God, but I touch only. But I am in time. I am creating again karma. And what? Prakriti.
Material nature.
You know, everybody knows where we are. We understand our material nature. We become Purusha and we are searching for material, Prakriti, that I want to enjoy. I need Prakriti to enjoy. Right?
Right.
We are doing reverse practice every moment, not to go in relationship. Prabhupada say, if you practice relation, one thing, highest, if you're not practicing this, you are practicing 5 elements. Some are higher, some are lower. Some you are touching and some you are living. Sri Radhe. Or he is giving examples. This or this, this or this, this or this. If you cannot do this, you have no loving relation, then do Bhakti Bhakti. But if you can love, you can develop relation, then go for easy Raga Bhakti. And you cannot do that, then easy to do Bhakti Bhakti. Right or not? You see that?
Yes. 12th chapter.
No, introduction, page 4. 12th chapter after nothing. Introduction. It's too much to go for me. Chapter. I never read any chapter. Only I read the introduction of Prabhupada. If you don't understand this introduction, you will never understand chapter. Sorry to say. Honestly, I say you, he gives me the knowledge to understand what he learned. He is so much merciful.
Para entender lo que él escribió. ¿Acaso no es misericordioso conmigo eso? A mí me da el conocimiento de entender lo que me escribió.
You cannot imagine.
No pueden imaginar.
He said to me, you will travel whole world.
Él me dijo
And
a
he
mí,
made my ticket. And he said to go and travel.
él me dijo que viajara por todo el mundo. ¿Se pueden imaginar?
Ask to him, I never buy ticket or what?
Julián nunca compró el ticket.
Never.
Nunca.
From first day
El primer día,
up to night.
desde el primer día que empecé a viajar hasta el último día, nunca compré el ticket.
And after 5 years before they start giving me business class.
Y antes de 5 años me empezaron a dar business class, me daban ticket en business class.
Radhe Radhe. Hello. हाँ? क्या बात है बताइए? हाँ बोलिए क्या चाहते हैं? अभी तो हम बिजी हैं तो बाद में बात करेंगे।
Siva. Siva. I'm yours and no one else's. I cannot live.
Yo soy tuya.
If I am a soul, I am yours.
Si soy alma, soy tuya. Y de nadie más.
And if I am Sarup,
Si soy mi Swarup,
you are my Swami.
tú eres mi Swamini.
I am yours.
Yo soy tuya.
How I forget this?
¿Cómo puedo olvidar esto?
How I forget?
¿Cómo olvidar esto?
Nada's Goswami is crying only for that. How I forget this?
Solo estaba llorando y llorando. ¿Cómo he olvidado esto? ¿Cómo es posible que haya olvidado esto?
I am yours.
Soy tuyo, o sea, soy tuya.
You are mine. How I forget?
¿Cómo puedo olvidar? Me olvidó.
You will not give mercy to me
Si no misericordia
that I don't go in illusion, confusion.
que no.
Please. Any circumstances, if I am a soul,
Yo soy
any circumstances, if I am your dasi, I am yours. The situation is this.
la situación.
When I come to my senses,
Cuando yo
then I think my senses is mine.
lo que pido son
When I come to my body,
cuando vengo
then I think my body is only mine. And with this body what happen is mine. Because I want to be in illusion,
porque
to confuse myself, to suffer more, take karma, to suffer more and more. Still I am not satisfied with the suffering. I want to create more karma in my life.
y quiero crear más y más karma. Todavía no estoy satisfecho con lo que he sufrido y quiero seguir creando más karma en mi vida.
Right?
I'm yours and no one else's. I cannot live without you. And therefore,
Y es,
I pray to you, O Devi, if you know this, then be so merciful and take me to your lotus feet, making me your maidservant. My heart is always open for she who is millions of times dearer to me than my own heart. I must surely get a response.
tengo la responsabilidad, la respuesta.
The thing is this,
La cosa, el tema es este.
I am searching
Yo estoy buscando
she from my senses and body.
desde sentidos y mi cuerpo.
That was my illusion.
Esa era mi,
The place was wrong.
el lugar era equivocado.
I never searched from my real identity to see, not from my soul, not from my sarup. How I can be close to her? I was living in senses,
Yo estuve viviendo en los
and any she start looking very beautiful.
y todo, cualquier femenino empezó a ser muy atractivo para mí.
Because I want to be Krishna enjoyer.
Porque quería ser el disfrutador, Krishna.
I don't want to be a dasi of Radhika.
Ser un dasi,
So I don't want to accept this.
porque yo no quería ser,
Because I like to create more karma for more suffering.
porque estamos que
Unfortunate. My ear is listening,
mis oídos
but not understanding.
pero no entienden.
Mind try to understand,
La mente trata de
but not memorize it. Eyes look,
ojos miran,
but behave like a blind.
pero se comportan como un
Nothing
ciego.
is, nothing. I cannot see it. Fortune is there, but I behave like an unfortunate person.
Hay una gran fortuna, pero me comporto como alguien desafortunado.
This is my condition, what to do.
Esta es mi condición.
And Raghunath Das Goswami teaching us
Y si la Raghunath Goswami nos enseña
when we will cry like this
cuando vamos de esta manera,
for real I in our life.
por un verdadero yo en nuestra vida.
Radhe.
Radhe.
O Radhe, O Mohan, the lakes of your minds are filled with nectar streams of deep compassion. Be pleased with this wicked soul. Please show me the luster of love that is a guarantee of seeing you. Why is Rati the guarantee? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad writes that when Rati appears, the devotee's feeling of I-ness, self-identification, enters into the spiritual body, which is fit for the execution of devotional service. And it is as if he leaves his material devotee body, sadhaka sarir. The feeling of mindness then turns into a bumblebee that is very thirsty for the honey that trickles from the Lord's lotus feet. The acharyas are in the kingdom of Mahabhav, holding straws between their teeth. They're loudly crying, I cannot tolerate this waiting anymore. Quickly make the tree of my aspirations bear fruit. In this way, they cry out for Swamini and call her. How merciful the acharyas are for recording their transcendental experiences in their books. If Swamini's mercy comes from within their smaran or their experiences, then we will sell our hearts to their lotus feet. Sri Raghunath Das eagerly cries out, O my lords, Rupa and Sanatana, the worship of Vraja is one of faithful allegiance, because the goddess of Vaikuntha, Lakshmi Devi, did not accept the mood of Vraja. She could not attain Mohan's devotional service despite performing so many austerities. By following in the footsteps of the gopis, the Upanishads and the sages of the Dandaka forest attained the service of Mohan in Vraja. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, it is stated, the Upanishads all followed the gopis. Accepting the mood of the gopis, they worshipped the son of the queen of Vraja and thus attained a place in the gopi group in Vraja. In these bodies, they could associate with Mohan in the Rasa Leela. Mohan is born amongst the cowherders, and the gopis are his beloveds. Mohan does not accept goddesses or any other kind of women for his consorts. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, wanted to unite with Mohan in her self-same body, but she did not worship him in allegiance to the Gopikas. In other bodies, the Rasa Leela cannot be attained. Therefore, Vedavyas spoke the verse, allegiance to the Gopis reaches perfection in hearing, chanting, and remembering the eager prayers of the Acharyas. That is why it is called an internal sadhana. Meanwhile, in Yavat, after sending Tulasi to Nandisvara, Sri Radhika has fainted out of powerful feelings of separation from Mohan, and the Sakhis are unable to bring her back to her senses. Then Tulasi comes back from Nandisvara. Even cool things like lotus stems, lotus pollen, camphor, sandal paste, and lotus flowers were not able to bring down Gandharvika's hot fever of separation from Mohan. Just then, one Sakhi, Tulasi, came from Nandisvara and began to sprinkle her ear holes with drops of nectar-like stories about Mohan being ordered by Lalita. Sri Radhika then immediately comes back to her senses, sits down and says, "O Sakhi, in my dream, my desert-like ears suddenly felt a shower of nectar." Then Lalita says, "O fair-faced Sakhi, it is Tulasi Manjari who has just come back from the abode of the Queen of Vraja. She has brought you back to your senses by sprinkling you with the nectar of your friend Mohan's pastimes." Swamini sees Tulasi before her and embraces her. Swamini ji has an extraordinary love for Tulasi. She knows that Tulasi has come back after serving her wholeheartedly. Again Tulasi serves her Swamini in an extraordinary way by sprinkling her ears with the nectar of Mohan's afternoon pastimes. Swamini asks Tulasi, "Tulasi, what did Mother Yashoda say?" Tulasi replies, "Hey Shamaju, how can I describe Mother Yashoda's affection as she held her forehead on mine, calling me your maidservant. Lovingly, she held her forehead on my forehead and inquired about your welfare, intoxicated by ecstatic love. How much love the Queen of Raja gave me, knowing me to be yours." Swamini pulls Tulasi on her lap and repeatedly asks her, "Tulasi, he has eaten nicely, hasn't he? I couldn't cook so nicely. I am sure he didn't like the sweets. You were close by, weren't you?" Swamini thoroughly questions Tulasi, and fortunate Tulasi gives sweet answers to all the questions, thus rendering a wonderful service by submerging Swamini in the nectar ocean of talks about Mohan. the Nishta has given me some remnants of Mohan's food, and I have brought it with me for you. Shri Radhika is like a Chataki bird that does not eat anything else but the nectar from Mohan's lips. As soon as she hears about this nectar, the thirst of her ears and her heart is immediately quenched. Tulasi, didn't he say anything to you? How can he, in front of his superiors? Tulasi answers, with his eyes, he asked me if he could meet you tonight in Vrindavan, and I told him also with hints from my eyes, surely you will meet her. Swamini says, Tulasi, look at me once. I am so unfortunate that I could not see him personally. Let me see if he is hidden in your eyes or not. And then Swamini gazes in Tulasi's eyes without blinking. Her eyes are full of tears and her body is shivering of ecstatic love. When I look into your eyes, I can understand that you've seen him. Otherwise, your eyes could never look so beautiful. Swamini says, what a wonderful service Tulasi is rendering by carrying Mohan's picture to Swamini in her eyes. Blessed is this maidservant. Now Srimati starts to take her meal. How wonderful is Tulasi's expertise in devotional service. Shri Radhika is called Devi in this text because she is the eternal consort of Deva, Achyuta, Mohan. Of all the gods, Achyuta, the infallible, Mohan, is the greatest. Therefore, of all the goddesses, Shri Radhika is also the greatest. Shri Haripad Shila sings, O Gunavati, qualified girl, Radhe, O my mistress, I pray to you so fervently, when will the Nishta, your dearest girlfriend, most carefully hand me Mohan's food remnants? When will I carry Mohan's remnants on my head and place them before you? When can I fill my eyes with the sweet vision of Unmadini, love-intoxicated Rai, seeing and smelling the prasad? This is the end of verse 48. Gurudev.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe